Nyandebo geru manjima we. But somebody has seen the love for we. Papa tiji mukeni mi owotu mi. Love mwelu mama. Ato ati lo ma ye. Wato mango ti pe mamu ye. Ato ati lo ma ye. We are oh. Ato ati lo ma ye. Wato mango ti pe mamu ye. Ato ati lo ma ye. We are oh. Sauna ti mungo we. Kwe brawa ti fwa ke ti mungo gai. Sauna ti mungo we. Kwe brawa ti fwa ke ti mungo gai. Pati koma ke agreement ilo mulwa mwateni. Pati koma ke agreement ilo mulwa ye. Tonya bidi bidi ke inyamunga Ndewe amugbe pati ndejima we. Jiva trouble bra mwambia mo fila we. Jiva kunde bra mwambia mo lewe api mo uli dogo. Amungili amwe
Donya mya kempe piti mya Melo waji mahante sauna mya manga woma. Election time got to go jump to woma. Take him at my band this shit in my little tinga. They have a look at good in your way. Yeah, young way. Damn your big and my wallow hey. That when I'm going up on the young. Yeah, badi mya. Donya badi mya. Come on DJ nyamunga.
Ato ati lo ma ye. Wato mango ti pe mamu ye. Ato ati lo ma ye. We are oh. Ato ati lo ma ye. Wato mango ti pe mamu ye. Ato ati lo ma ye. We are oh. Sauna ti mungo we. Kwe brawa ti fwa ke ti mungo gai. Sauna ti mungo we. Kwe brawa ti fwa ke ti mungo gai. Pati koma ke agreement ilo mulwa mwateni. Pati koma ke agreement ilo mulwa ye. Tonya bidi ke inyamunga Ndewe amugbe pati ndejima we. Jiva trouble bra mwambia mo fila we. Jiva kunde bra mwambia mo lewe api mo uli dogo. Amungili amuyege nyali unkeda kwe amendelwe mbatelo. Sawa kamoti milwe mbatela. Kabale junior o SFPN. Ubide enjoy Kabale junior o SFPN. Tokwe otia o amuye. Bele molele adopi. Tiata lele amaledi. Yenya inji ye ilole tiatima. Bokekene matela tijo. Bidi na this last stand. Ato ati lo ma ye. Wato mango ti pe mamu ye. Ato ati lo ma ye. We are oh. Ato ati lo ma ye. Wato mango ti pe mamu ye. Ato ati lo ma ye. We are oh. Nyandebo geru manjima we. But somebody has seen the love for we. Papa tiji mukeni mi owotu mi. Love mwelu mama. Ato ati lo ma ye. Wato mango ti pe mamu ye. Ato ati lo ma ye. We are oh. Ato ati lo ma ye. Wato mango ti pe mamu ye. Ato ati lo ma ye. We are oh. Sauna ti mungo we. Kwe brawa ti fwa ke ti mungo gai. Sauna ti mungo we. brawa tifwa keti mogo gai. Pati koma ke agreement ilo mulwa mwateni. Pati koma ke agreement ilo mulwa ye. Tonya bidi bidi ke inyamunga Ndewe amugbe pati ndejimawe. Jiva trouble bra mwambia mwa fila we. Jiva kunde bra mwambia mwa lewe apini mwa ulidogo. Amungili amwe
Donya mia ke bidi mia. Melo waji mahante sauna mia manga woma. Election time got to go jump to woma. Take him at my band this shit in my little tinga. They have a look at good in your way. Yeah, young way. Young way. Damn, you're thinking in my wallow, hey. That when I'm going up on the young. Yeah, bidi me. Donya, bidi me. Come on, DJ Nyamunga.
Ato atiloma ye. Watoma mgoti pe mamuye. Ato atiloma ye. We are oh. Ato atiloma ye. Watoma mgoti pe mamuye. Ato atiloma ye. We are oh. Sauna timungo we. We brawa tifwa keti mugo gai. Sauna timungo we. Brawa tifwa keti mugo gai. Pati koma ke agreement ilo mulwa mwateni. Pati koma ke agreement ilo mulwa ye. Tonya bidi bidi ke inyamunga Ndewe amugbe pati ndejimawe. Jiva trouble bra mwambia mwa fila we. Jiva kunde bra mwambia mwa lewe apini mwa ulidogo. Amungili amuyege nyali unkeda kwe amendelwe mbatelo. Sawa kamoti milwe mbatela. Kabale junior o SVPN. Ubide enjoy Kabale junior o SVPN. Tokwe otiao amuye. Bele molele adopi. Tiata lele amaledi. Yenya inji ye ilole tiatima. Bokekene matela tijo. Bidi na this last Sunday. Ato atiloma ye. Watoma mgoti pe mamuye. Ato atiloma ye. We are oh. Ato atiloma ye. Watoma mgoti pe mamuye. Ato atiloma ye. We are
Okay. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day, Fambulem, wherever you day on Mother Earth. Today, na me one get for dinner because my co-host, Mr. Imran Toure, they attend the funeral in London. It's unfortunate they get a sudden death of a young lady. We get from take them away from the program. Of course, today's on program therefore be a very short one. Short in the sense that today I come talk on the Yenga issue. The solution to the Yenga issue is there. But the fact is Sierra Leone will not look for facts. I would repeat that. The fact is Sierra Leone, we don't look for facts. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody knows. So normally, simple things them we're not able to solve them. For make we solve the Yenga issue, we get to go back a little bit into history. Sometime around 1700, 1760 upwards, about the time when the decision was made to stop or end the transatlantic slave trade. When the decision was made, the people that were being responsible for the slavery for several reasons, one of which may be because of security reason. They don't want the people that would be enslaved or live amongst them, fearing that these people will revolt, taking a cue from what happened in Haiti, where there was a revolution and the slaves took over, or the ex-slaves took over. One of them, Toussaint, became the head of state, where, of course, then go into some funny deals with whoever they've been going to deal with. With it today, they affect them. So the European powers that will be involved in the slave trade, they may look at how for repatriate some of the people them, so that they go minimize the tension. Added to this and coupled with this, some of them people have been don't move from outside this slavery been there in the southern part of the United States and the Caribbean to other places. And of course, we all know, say, when a nation see plenty people they migrate come to them, it cause tension. There will be political instability, upheavals, questions asked here and there. So the powers that be at that time decided to look at how they can resettle some of these people back into Africa. A lot of we believe, say, or we think, say, not only Sierra Leone them been bring people them. No. As a matter of fact, the first set of people who then bring on West Africa, they were brought to Bissau, then offshore Conakry, now one island where then they call Ile de Los. Then get a place they would then call Casa. If you go to that place today, you they meet Creole and they would they talk the same Creole like how they talk in Africa. Inside Conakry, then get a place they would then call Madina Liberté. It is just by the Madina Marché, the Madina Market across the road, across the former railway line. That area, the Creoles them predominantly in that area. So it is not only in Sierra Leone that we have Creoles. Next, the most recent Minister of Justice in Guinea, Alfonso Claude Wright. Listen to the name of Claude Wright. Now, a Creole, they talk Creole, they talk French, they talk English, and he's somebody I personally know because I met him in Conakry when I was there between 1998 and 2003. I know him, I know the family. The elder sister, now be a judge. I think he go don't retire now. So this Yenga issue, why all this Nancy story about Creoles? Before the Berlin Conference of 1884-85, where the European powers them been go, then start in France, several years, then go to Berlin, we finally then go decide for draw all the boundaries, we create all the countries that will get in Africa today. Conference, the boundaries they will then go draw, they're not being taken into consideration. The people them who been they exist in Africa, they only look at rivers, lines of latitudes, lines of longitudes, that they use for map Africa. As a matter of fact, this is one of the things where they contribute to instability in the continent they left today. That way we then demarcate Africa, then bring people them we not to be same people then together, then divide people them we're not the same people into different countries, like how we get in Sierra Leone, the northern part, the Susu them, then divide them someday Guinea, someday Sierra Leone, the Kisses, someday Guinea, we're not the majority of them, then the Sierra Leone are Kailaun, then you get some in Liberia. This kind of demarcation not only cause problem for the ethnic or linguistic groups that will be there, it also cause a problem we contribute to what we get today as Yenga issue. And I go say without reservation that the Yenga issue now an issue where they come out of ignorance, especially on which side in Sierra Leone. The people of Sierra Leone therefore begin respect knowledge. Knowledge is God. God is knowledge. What do they call God? Now the absolute knowledge. We know everything, nothing hide to them. The religious books then tell we that. So if we not respect knowledge, then we have to be ready for face a lot of crisis in our life. One philosopher been say, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Of course, that may be true in certain cases, not in every case. But the fact is, if you cannot seek knowledge, then you are not here, or you are not passing here on earth to be a progressive person. Ramotuka, we dey try for buy, now knowledge may come. Not also they try for build. Now knowledge they build them. Now iPhone or whatever value something where you want. Now knowledge they make them. Not to till we come all up on side for them. And the fact is, when you have knowledge, it assist you for understand the world where they live in, and you're able to live in this world peacefully. The more enlightened a country becomes, the more knowledgeable a country becomes, the more stable that country will be. And we come present country, what do they see? Would they see a lot of crisis because people feel say they know, they don't know. Going to school, going to university, having a PhD does not give you knowledge. It gives you a kind of learning within a specific area. After school, after university, continue to find out. At least every day, spend 3 hours learning something new. You know, they learn for leave. You know, they learn because you want forget a paper, forget a job. You they learn for make you understand the world where they live in. And so that you're able to face any challenge where they come your way. This younger issue don't start from about the last days of the Ahmad Tejan Kabbah regime. It came into the Ernest Kuruma regime. Now we don't reach the present regime. Now we hear say they don't go build barracks. Yes, this is how it goes. Now they try for can't take you property, they can slowly. And if you not try for making no say no, we cannot go beyond this point. It will continue until they achieve him. Now let me go back a bit. Why did I have to mention about Creoles in Conakry? Then I mentioned about the repatriation of ex-slaves, the Berlin Conference, etc. I want to look at all them three things here in context. Then we'll now go see how the Yenga issue come in and what are the possible solutions to this Yenga issue. The volunteer today for can talk about this Yenga issue because nothing where we don't get knowledge about since my college days at Jala University. My professor of geography when I been the late Professor D.R. Gwyn Jones. For the older generation, people in the way Sabi D.R. Gwyn Jones. It's always been the Jala University. Also, you get other one them we know him the Tewe been there as principal in Abunubu Teachers College in the 60s. Professor D.R. Gwyn Jones now he writes this book, A New Geography of Sierra Leone. About that time, we have been then I'm in middle voting Najala, about for Don I begin write this book. I contributed to some of the material, collection, research, etc., etc. And within this period, I learned a lot about Sierra Leone, the structure, the geology, the political boundaries, how we come about, etc., etc. Professor Gwyn Jones, may his soul rest in peace, was the one who told me this fact I am going to bring to Sierra Leoneans. If we look at the northern border of Sierra Leone, now a straight line, that's now latitude 10 degrees north. A straight line, according to the Berlin Conference, the agreement, it was supposed for Kante to the coast. Because before even they went to the Berlin Conference, there had been Creoles settled in what was then Conakry, a port, a small port. There had been Creoles settled in Bissau. The British wanted that part, that northern border, for can right to the coast. And if it been can right to the coast, within that mean, now they can see. At the Berlin Conference, that was agreed. If that boundary there been can right to the coast or to the sea, what would have been the situation? This is exactly how we border before day. If we now look now, you see say if this latitude 10 degree been can straight to the coast, it been for cover within the capital city of Guinea today, Conakry. Then this line, what they see now when I straight line, been for can join to this other line, which means this part of Sierra Leone, Yengade, before belong to Guinea. This would have been the map of Sierra Leone mapped out at the Berlin Conference. But for an agreement between France and England, there was this agreement between France and England. Now I make them use the scarcest river as the northern boundary coming to the coast so that Conakry will belong to the French. Then, in compensation, that still with like inland peninsula where we they call it the Kailaun district, was given to Sierra Leone. So if today the Guineans then they pin say they want Yenga, now then get them. Yes, maybe at the Berlin conference, if then we agree on that side, it will belong to them. And so therefore, we say at the Berlin conference, if then we agree without France and England coming to a separate agreement that this part belongs to us, Conakry should belong to Sierra Leone. Conakry up to Bouquet will belong to Sierra Leone. So if the Guineans and the Pin say they want Yenga, when I tell them, say, well, Seth, when I give you all the land where they are on latitude 10 degrees. If they cannot agree to that, then there is provision. There's a provision for us to have a solution to it. I know say a lot of people remember the issue be happening between Nigeria and Cameroon sometime around the 1980s for that Bakassa Peninsula. Cameroon claims say now then get there. Nigeria say now get there. Military issue coincide. Then fire 1, 2, 3 bullets. But at the end of the day, reasoning prevailed. They went to the institution within at the Hague also, because all them say the Hague, all man they feel say now ICC, International Criminal Court. Yes, the International Criminal Court then at the Hague. Also, you get another court or you get other institutions when are United Nations institutions within at the Hague. One of them is called the International Court of Justice. And the duty of the International Court of Justice is to settle matters like the Yenga issue, issues between countries where they're not able to resolve, then can take them to the International Court of Justice. Then the International Court of Justice go do all the research when necessary. This is not the International Court of Justice, not the Hague. Then go do all the research when necessary, then find out who that get right, who that not get right, who's kind compromise for make, then go say, okay, this is how this should be settled. If we recollect, the Nigerian Bakassa Peninsula, Nigeria Cameroon Bakassa Peninsula issue was settled by the International Court of Justice. Then give rights to Nigeria, then give certain rights to Cameroon. That was about the time of the late military regime, the last military regime. Then, by the time President Obasanjo took over, this issue was finally settled in third with the prescriptions of the ICJ. And then from that time, we know that issue again as a problem. So if we want a solution to Yenga, let us go to the archives. The records are there. The British have the records. The French have the records. Even the Germans, where not to them in all the final meetings, then go get the records. Una research for the records here, see what in have been the agreements, and let the International Court of Justice handle this issue. What if una see them? Guinea take Yenga, that means they will not get with sovereignty. If una see them, Guinea take over Yenga, that means we they act as dummies. And I believe the Republic of Sierra Leone is greater than acting as a dummy. This is one solution. Another solution will be, let us get the Guineans to talk to us. Let we sit on a table and talk. Let we see, because before the advent of the European and the delimitation of the borders, there had been political entities existing. One of them used to be the Koya Kingdom, and the Koya Kingdom encompassed Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. The Koya Kingdom of Musadu in Guinea was established by the Kamara clan. When you look Salone, you look Guinea, the Kamaras Demboku are the most common surname. Salone, Guinea, Liberia are the most common surname Kamara. Even in northern Sierra Leone, that name has been modified to Mara. The Maras are Kamaras because the word Kamara means commander, leader. Amongst the Kamaras, where the origin now from the middle belt of West Africa, you get the Kuromas and the other Konya surnames. If we want to solve it amongst ourselves, let us strengthen the Mano River Union. Because now the wisdom that's behind the formation of the Mano River Union in 1971, that Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Liberia get a lot in common. We get history in common. We get ethnic groups in common. If I can use the word ethnic groups, where they refuse for use now, because I believe say now language groups that we get. The culture is the same with variations. Like I get dialects of a language. So let us sit at Mano River Union and find a solution to the Yenga issue we're going to be fitting for everybody. But we always get for put before that if Guinea say they want Yenga, then they should give us all those land that are south of latitude 10 degrees. When at the northern border of Sierra Leone, because that was the agreement that the Europeans made at the Berlin Conference in 1884-85. I would advise the government of Sierra Leone to go and research this information and come up with an action plan that will fit into what I've just revealed. Today, I no intend for talk long, but I get a second segment where I go into. I want to take a short break. Then after that, I go come to the second segment.
Nyandebo gelu manjima we somebody as in the love for we papa tiji mukeni mi owotu omia robe mwelu mama ai ato ati lo ma ye wato mango ti pe mamu ye ato ati lo ma ye we are ato ati lo ma ye wato mango ti pe mamu ye ato ati lo ma ye we are sauna ti mungo we Kwa tifwa ketimu gongai Sauna timungo we Kwa tifwa ketimu gongai Batiko make agreement ila mulwa Mwateni Parti comment que agreement il a mon loyer. Tonya, bidi bidi, que inyamunga. Ndewe, amube pati ndejimawe. Jiva trouble bra, mwambia mwa fila we. Jiva kunde bra, mwambia mwa lewe api, mwa uli dogon. Amungili amwe.
Tonya mia kempeti peti mia, melo waji mahante sauna mia manga woma. Election time got to go jump to woma. Take him at my band this shit in my little tinga. They are really good in yamwe. Yeah, yonga mwe. Aya, yonga mwe. Tam ya fika ne ma walo hey. Akwena kwena bonda ya. Yeah, bedi mia. Tonya, bedi mia. Gamon DJ nyamunga.
Ato atiloma ye, watoma ngoti pe mamuye. Ato atiloma ye, wea o. Ato atiloma ye, watoma ngoti pe mamuye. Ato atiloma ye, wea o. Sauna timungo we, kwe brawa tifwa ke timungo gai. Sauna timungo we. Tifwa keti mugo gai. Pati koma ke agreement ilo mulwa mwateni. Pati koma ke agreement ilo mulwa ye. Tonya bidi ke inyamunga. Ndewe amube pati ndejimawe. Jiva trouble bra, mwambia mwa fila we. Jiva kunde bra, mwambia mwa lewe api, mwa uli dogon. Amungili amuyege nyali unkeda kwe amendelwe mbatelo. Sawa kamoti milwe mbatela. Kabale junior o SFPN. Ubide enjoy Kabale junior o SFPN. Dokwe otia o amuye. Bele molele adopi. Tiata lele amaledi. Yenya inji ye ilole tiatima. Bokeke de matela tijo. Bidi na this last stand. Ato atiloma ye. Watoma ngoti pe mamuye. Ato atiloma ye. Wea o. Ato atiloma ye. Watoma ngoti pe mamuye. Ato atiloma ye. Wea
o. Okay, fumble them. We will start the second part of the short talk today.
Ibrahim Sori Karoma or Ibrahim
But
Sori
before
Karoma.
then, yes. Yeah, I've been on start. I think I did not the second segment now. Okay. Yeah, fine. Yes, fumble them. We go start the second segment. No, I think the first segment I had an issue with the microphone. I hope say people them in the area what they have in the talk. It's unfortunate I had a problem and now they notice say the mic not been there on. But for the sake of brevity, I will go back to the program. This man we see here, Alfonso Claude Wright, Now, a Guinean Creole, born and bred in Guinea. Why do I have to show this? For the benefit of we listeners. So I've been saying the first segment, we get Creoles them na Guinea. We get Creoles them na Bissau. They'll get Creoles na Freetown. But a lot of people think, say, Creoles are only in Sierra Leone. No, they are not. And looking at the map of Sierra Leone, where I go show na back, I be don't show on this no. If you look at this northern side, latitude 10 degrees north, if you take a right to the coast, Conakry, Forécaria, Koya, Dubreka, etc., for being inside Sierra Leone. Long should have been inside Guinea. That was what was agreed on at the Berlin Conference of 1884-85. The present boundaries of Sierra Leone using the Scarces River at the north and the inland peninsula on the east, now a private arrangement between France and England. So if the Guineans are saying the Yenga is theirs, they have to give us all the land south of latitude 10 degrees north. And that includes their capital city, Conakry. Will Guinea be ready to do that? I don't think so. But that's the solution. If they are not in agreement with that and want to stick their claims on Yenga, then let's go to the International Court of Justice in The Hague. They will give us a solution. They have the records. The records are there. It's in the archives of the United Kingdom. It's in the archives of France. It's in the archives of the German system where this agreement was made. But now let we go to the second segment. We see a lot of unfortunate things they happen in our country of late. Fire disasters, accidents, hospitals them not they function properly, etc., etc. When you look at all them here, they see people then they come on social media, they talk, this go talk this go talk that. But the point is, we therefore ask, why is this happening? Why is it that we get all them disasters here? Is it that God don't vex for we or God hate we? I will not subscribe to that way of thinking. God no vex for we, God no hate we. We hate we self. We Sierra Leoneans, we hate we self. We hate we self on two levels. One, the average Sierra Leonean hating self so much so that another sit-down member for think how for change in life. You the only think I go survive today. I go survive today. To survive, yes. But you have to think of how to make life better so you move away from the survival mode. You don't have to be reactive. Wait, let something happen before you act. Say prevention is better than cure. Do we have that in our culture? Do we have that in our mentality for prevent? Or we dey wait let him be, we blame witch man, we blame Mercy man, we blame witch gun, we blame God, we blame. How long can we continue to blame? How long can we continue to be a reactive people? Socialism in the country, we get a lot of potentials. Every district in Sierra Leone, every district, I repeat, And I can prove it. Because been shown at the beginning, my encounter as a student at Jala University in the 70s, we are fortunate to get a professor, D.R.G. Gwyn Jones, the benefactor of that owner they call Sam King na Salon, we been get money. I know Sam King when he was a small boy, living with Professor Gwyn Jones at Jala. Papa writes this book. I contributed to some of the research. That means I mean they get private discussions with Appa. Him, let Professor Ari Toure, another man we do a lot for Sierra Leone. But we are the people, not the know that are the people that we for look up to. Professor Ari Toure had a lot of solutions we will not been listened to. Because Saloma Alman Sabi. About let that man left what he thinks is Sabi. The man was an economist and a geographer. These were the two people that mentored me. And my interaction with them now gave me the deep knowledge about the potentials of Sierra Leone. Every district in Sierra Leone has a mineral resource. The geology of Sierra Leone is such that the rocks then they run north-south. The Diamondiferous Belt will start from as far south as the Atlantic Ocean. It run right into Farana province in Guinea. For those who know Guinea, then know say there is a popular place in Farana province where they call Banakoro, then they mine diamond there. The Diamondiferous Belt. It comes to inside Sierra Leone. It passed through Koinadugu. The belt we get the ferric and aluminum oxide rocks them. It run from as far south as Bond District, right north through Cambia into Guinea. Across the border in Cambia, there is an Indian company mining bauxite. It's the border. In fact, a walking distance. Sierra Leone has all these potentials. But the people, they're so relaxed. Everybody complacent. God, they wait for God. God help those who help themselves. And the beginning for make God help you and for search for the correct knowledge. The religious books then tell we that. And tell we that. And in fact, it is obligatory to seek knowledge according to the Abrahamic religion, them where we get in Sierra Leone. It then not the Holy Quran, it then not the Bible. But we relax, all man they fend gently. One for billows, one for buy motor car, one for buy clothes, they bluff. You don't have those things if you don't have knowledge. The same religious books tell we about Solomon, Mulku Sulaiman, according to the Quran. The first thing we get, wisdom, knowledge. Then he had everything. He had everything. As a matter of fact, certain serious institutions then get their link and origins with Solomon. Like the lodge, they get in link with them. Because of wisdom. But we not go in search of knowledge. And therefore, we don't even know who we are. We don't know what we have. We leave ourselves to suffer for a country like Sierra Leone with the potentials we get. 63 years after independence, if they get for taught somebody Now mock, walk a miles at night for fend a health center. Put the person in life at risk. Put the lives of those who are doing it at risk. We ought to be ashamed about ourselves. We ought to be ashamed, honestly. We ought therefore be ashamed of ourselves. We therefore be ashamed, though. It's shameful, especially when the world know we value. The world knows everything about us. They know what we are worth. When I came to Norway in 2003, the very first thing where the Norwegians and try to impress on me that you are coming from a land that should be able to run itself because you have more than us. Yes. But because you people don't think properly, that's why you have this problem. All this noise about corruption. Corruption is not our problem. Our problem is we don't think properly, and we have to begin to accept it. There is nowhere on earth where there is no corruption. But if we think properly, we'll find solutions to the corruption. In Norway, when they discover oil in the 50s, then decide say we'll not mine this oil yet. And say, let we look at what we go do for improve the human resource so that when we begin mine the oil, we're not a loss. 1958, then pass a law, say everybody for pay tax so that then go get money for run the schools and equip the schools and produce the human resource we will be able for manage the oil. It started in 1958, 1968, 1969. Then say, well, we don't get a base now, law start. Then sign a contract, then begin mine, then establish start oil. They make sure say the country benefit from the oil and get a greater percentage of the royalties coming to the country. 68, 69, 70. Then look, say, money don't begin flowing at this country, but we don't begin create disparities. Some people are having more money, others are not having. So let's see what you go do with this oil money. All the political parties then come together, the intellectual class come together. They say, let us ensure that when this oil is exhausted, there will be profits for generation yet unborn. And then decide, say, then they launch the Norwegian pension fund, when a sovereign fund. We can put the money, the oil money, direct into this fund. The first amount was put into that fund in 1992. From 1992 to now, the Norwegian fund, the pension fund, don't grow into the largest sovereign fund on earth, going above $1.5 trillion. The government of Norway get more money declared as a fund than China. China can second to them. This is how knowledge guides people. This is how knowledge guides society. But where there's no knowledge, then everybody becomes his own and God for us all. That's exactly what brings the kind of conditions that we have in Sierra Leone. And everybody will be shouting, I'm a patriotic. If we're patriotic, we have to begin to think of how we can use our brains to make Sierra Leone a better place. Patriotism is not about you being elected president. I don't want to be president of Sierra Leone. I'm a patriot because I have the audacity and the tenacity to sit here and tell you people some of the things you don't know and say it, even though some people don't like me saying it the way I say it. I don't care about that. If you want, you vex. You want, you gladdy. Sierra Leone stands above all of us. You will ever try make Sierra Leone for posterity. If we not do that, picking them, then picking them, no go get a place for inherit because we gradually they sell that country. We sell we country for cheap. We sell them for cheap. And one thing we have to know, whatever mineral resources on the ground, over 90% of us still did it. And whatever mineral resources amounting to that 90% that is on the ground, it is going to be there for the next 200 years. So if we sell we country for cheap, by the next 50 years, there will be no Sierra Leone for Sierra Leoneans, and then we'll become the new slaves to the new landowners. Is that what we want for our children? If that is not what we want for our children, the intellectual class should begin to behave better in Sierra Leone. If we're intellectuals, we should behave like intellectuals. And intellectuals are those who have the opportunity and the instrument to guide a society into prosperity. That's what the Norwegian intellectual class has done for its people. They have created a society that is sustainable. That Norwegian pension fund will forever be there because it's not going to collapse. The strategies what they use for design that fund, they ever collapse. And nobody, they can say, Namina, the chief, my you consider it that money. The B. Today, as I talk, the Minister of Health in Norway, a lady, has been dismissed officially on television. Why? Because it was discovered that a master's degree was forged. In Sierra Leone, we get people and they claim PhD. They don't even know how to spell a single sentence properly. Hold on. We blame. Who are we blaming? If you sell yourself cheap, people will buy you cheap. Savannah 75. How you sell yourself, that's what the world go buy you. How you sell yourself, that's what the world go buy you. And the world not they buy you for you change coats like I wear and so. The world they buy you for how they think. When the world realize they can think, then they respect you. When they know say they think, I like you wear gold cap, then they look you say, look the idiot. Then turn you like fufu plate, they eat you down. Who stop for blame Europe? Stop for blame foreign powers. Then our problem. Now we self now we own problem. Europe will treat us the way they assess us. Countries in Asia, India, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, China, Cambodia, these were all colonized by European powers. But why are these places making progress today? There are other parts of Africa that are making progress today. Botswana, a small country like Sierra Leone in Southern Africa, they get diamonds like we. The same company where they run SLST, the bears, and then they mine Botswana. We scatter with the bears, then close, then go. Then come in a different name now, branch energy or whatever you call them. We can't misuse it because we're not done dogo them. Botswana, because then they use the intelligence, then they use knowledge. They had an agreement with the Bears where Botswana, they benefit from the diamonds. Botswana are the only country in Africa who get a sovereign fund. They call them Pula Fund. Pula, to them, na their language, it means rainfall. It's a land that is dry. It is na the edge of the Kalahari Desert. So they not get frequent rain. So they named the currency after rain, Pula. And they pull it from. Go find out what I'm saying. Find out. I'm not come here to tell you stories. I know they can't pull Nancy stories. I know they can't tell now, but who's kind fufu mother be eat, or who's kind omole would have self drink. Here to give to Sierra Leone a legacy for us to change what is here, for us to re-examine and review our belief systems, to re-examine and review our perceptions. Because until we do those two, I don't care who is in power, the same bit will continue. If even una go bring Jesus Christ or Prophet Muhammad, una put them as state house. If the people don't change their beliefs and perceptions, it's the same bit. Because the people get the leaders they deserve. If Europe, they misuse we. If Europe, they force a regime change. If America, therefore, can't sit down for court case for a country with 63-year-old, if they misuse us, then get right. If they abuse we, then get right. When Donald Trump say Africa na shithole with it, look at us. How do we think? The continent with the youngest population on earth, the continent with 40% of the resources, the continent that should have fast-tracked skills development since the 1960s, so that today we will forget some of the best industries in the world. Look at us. We begin in the pass through desert and turn themselves into slaves, voluntary slaves, and call on temple run. Then we say we are intellectuals. But can we stop using that word? We are not. We are dummies cloaked with titles. We begin and they can Europe, they suffer. We begin and they go to the Middle East, they suffer. Now China, now the new road for picking them. I know thing that they pass there. Do we have a conscience? The white man, one of the things we make them they go before them get conscience. And all the wicked tricks they will get. They even get them pass away, but then get conscience. And they reach out and say, no, this law will make them for we all. And create social safety nets. Then create systems in place. Then create institutions. Then make sure say one person or the guy put in foot saying I may get here, I may they run here. Then make sure say the ethical standards where they build, then go by them. But it's a God that does not exist that marks whoever has to be the leader. And so therefore, when he sits there, because he is God appointed, he can do whatever he wants to do. He goes scot-free. Where you talk, the jealous demand. Oh, not to see that. For be president, Tasala, for don't be president. Honestly. If I wanted to be president of Sierra Leone, for don't be president. That's all that it takes to be president of Sierra Leone. But it's not part of me. And secondly, I don't think say I get the emotional makeup for Will Salon. If ever I be president of Sierra Leone, I go say me a dictator. And I don't want that. I don't want that. So Yeah. We try, begin think the country. There was a time when they go school, we get debating societies then. I was a member of the LNDS at the grammar school. We been get French club, we been get this, we been get that. But I've been the LNDS. Every Friday, the last 3 periods of the day, we go sit down, we take a topic, we discuss them, we argue. One of the common topics then was learning is better than silver and gold. You say we know how they talk so abo lego we within a learning. Yes, because the kind of learning owner get, not for profit una, and for make una answerable to a master. And from more independence, they don't make any effort for change than they. The type of education we have in Sierra Leone is faulty. Speaking now, we're just done in senior secondary this year. He has an education that can take him through his life from now on, because they don't provide that in the school system. Technical and vocational skills development, then get sports management development, and get music development, all them departments here, then get fully equipped labs where that decision would have been taken 1958, say for pay tax for provide education, and they provide them thing in there. In this country, nobody pays school fees up to the highest level of education. Because the people want for development country. We for wait, international community development. I told you those guys are your development partners. Can we stop lying to ourselves? Do we know what it costs to restructure our education for make them development friendly? Have we ever sat down to ask that question? Because that's the key. Two things that we should be asking now. How can we develop education for it to produce the kind of skills that we need for us to go forward as a stable economy that will be able to produce goods and services, and also pay living wages? We're going to increase the consumption of the goods and services we will produce, and even make them for export, etc. Have we ever asked that question? Have we ever asked, what do we do to generate income added to the taxes we want people to pay? Do we think mining will give us that income? But how they go mine? They go look for profit. So they go always find a way to get maximum profit. Ivory Coast, like Cote d'Ivoire, and get minerals like saloon, and get gold, and get diamond, and get iron ore. But when they started, they decided to build the agricultural sector, then they industrialize them. Nescafe that you drink anywhere on earth is produced in La Côte d'Ivoire. It is bottled in Abidjan. I don't see that factory. That has been going on since the 1970s. What do we have in Sierra Leone? In the 1970s, we've been getting agriculture projects in every district in Sierra Leone. How did we manage them? We destroyed them. The intellectual class destroyed them. Then they lie on Shaka Stevens. That's why Shaka Stevens now been the manager and all them place then they. If Shaka Stevens been interfere with them, why didn't you make it public notice? Even go, he make a fruit canning factory na Mabole after Makeni. A factory na 18 months it last. We had the third largest sugar producing plant at Mabole. At Magbas, close to Maboka. From 1980 to 1990, that factory run down. We get Bopujam project to get this, to get that. At the time when I went to do my teaching practice at Yonibana Secondary School, Yonibana Secondary School being get a well-equipped biology, chemistry, and physics lab, funded by a grant or whatever where the government been take from the idea. We run all those things down and we keep complaining and grumbling. Can we stop that? Can we get serious in Sierra Leone? For destroy we country, we run consider now it's man country. They are lucky day. I know 2-3. We've been there, salon, then they working at the rural banks, and they working at them projects, then they misuse the funds, they run overseas. Have they been better off? I don't think so. When we're out of Sierra Leone, we put in we best. We will all do best. We'll make all the names. The minute they give a job in a salon, we join the ranks of nation destroyers. Then we won't blame Europe. Yes, we know Walter Rodney, one of the men that we begin discover through history, because now that he doing doctorate, this is far. He wrote a book, How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. I think it's high time we begin to ask, how have Africans underdeveloped Africa, especially in Sierra Leone? How have we underdeveloped Sierra Leone? If we ask those questions, maybe it would begin to make us think and understand that we need to do more. We need to do better. We need to establish standards, ethical standards that will take us from this rot that we've created for ourselves. May the God of knowledge aid and assist all of us. I would end my short talk here today. Thank you very much for listening to my nonsense.
Nyandebo gelu manjima we somebody has in the love for we papa tiji mukeni me wotu omia lobe mwelu mama ai ato atilo maye wato mangoti pe mamuye ato atilo maye we are oh ato atilo maye wato mangoti pe mamuye ato atilo maye we are oh sauna timungo we Kwa tifwa ketimu gongai Sauna timungo we Kwa tifwa ketimu gongai Matiko make agreement ilo mulwa Mwateni Matiko make agreement ilo mulwa ye Tonya Bidi bidi Ke inyamunga Deo De Ndewe, amugbe pati ndejima we Jiva trouble bra, mwambia mwa fila we Jiva kunde bra, mwambia mwa lewe apini Mwa uli dogon Amugili amwe
Donya mya kempiti piti mya Milo waji mahanse sauna mya manga wama Election time katu buja tu wama Leke mat mapande shit in my little tinga Beyagilika gadinya mwe Ngeya nyawunga mwe Anya Nyawunga mwe Tamya fika ne mawalo he Takmena ngwena bonda ya bedimia. Tonya, bedimia. Kamundi nyamunga.
Ato atiloma ye. Watoma ngoti pe mamuye. Ato atiloma ye. Wea o. Ato atiloma ye. Watoma ngoti pe mamuye. Ato atiloma ye. Wea o. Sauna timungo we. Kwebrawa tifwa ketimugo gai. Sauna timungo we. Kwebrawa tifwa ketimugo gai. Batiko make agreement ilo mulwa mwateni. Batiko make agreement ilo mulwa ye. Tonya bidi ke inyamuga Ndewe amugbe pati ndejimawe Jiva trouble bra Mwambia mwafila Jiva bunde bra Mwambia mwalewe ya pili Mwauli dogo Amugili amuyege nyali unkeda kwe amendelwe mbatelo Sawa kamoti milwe mbatela Kabale junior or SFPPN. Ubi de enjoy Kabale junior or SFPPN. Dokbo tiao amuye. Bele molele adopi. Tiata lele amaledi. Yenya inji ye ilole tiatima. Bokekene matela tijo. Bidi na this last stand. Ato atiloma ye. Watoma ngoti pe mamuye. Ato atiloma ye. Wea o. Ato atiloma ye. Watoma ngoti pe mamuye. Ato atiloma ye. Wea o.
Now for work, everybody they go into politics, everybody they make money. Sierra Leone is very rich. Yes. So no need not there for play dubious games. You need. Just do what him for do, create the systems, create the institutions. Make sure say you observe ethical standards. I swear to God, you they do business, you make money. Money they like telecommunications. Telecommunications company, how they make sonar alone. They're not even tap into 1/3 of the potentials for telecommunication profitability in other country.
Right.
So now try. Una left with no more let they talk una then at the background with the lady for you see the talk while they talk about Sierra Leoneans having to wake up. At the foundation at the bill for a movement, yeah?
Right.
At the foundation at the bill. When we get a society we actively they seek knowledge and enlightenment. I swear to God, this movement they will start through, then they easily get support. They easily get support. I see where they now, that young man, they wait himself.